Hi everyone, Sama Morningstar here, getting ready for our Dreamscope. Not Dreamscope, that's Julie's thing. Hi Andrea, I'm so glad you could join me. And hi anyone else, please post your name in case I missed it and your notification popped up. I'm so glad you're joining me today for my first Dream Poet Scope. Hi Julie, yay, thank you, I'm so glad you're here. This is a Dream Poet Scope. I just a second ago mentioned you because I called it Dream Scope. That name is so easy. Hi Namaste. I'm not sure you can stay. How long do I estimate time-wise? Well, the way I'm organizing it, I'm going to read some examples of dream poetry. And then, hi Julie, thanks for the heart. Who is purple? Gosh, I'm gonna get better at noticing the colors that pop up when you make your comments. Green, that's Julie, I think I just noticed that. And I'm not sure who blue is, but thank you for the hearts. So, yeah, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, Andrea, to do this, but you can always come back to the replay and finish up. I'm going to start with reading some dream poetry that I've written. One happened, it was funny because I had this wonderful scope with Julie. Thank you so much, Julie, that really inspired me to get back into dream writing, and I'd noticed that my relationship with dreams has changed. But, let me just finish before I start in on that. Yeah, Julie, I'll tell more about that in a second. I just wanted to finish my train of thought around Andrea's question about timing. You can always come back to the replay and do it in your own timing at a time of day when it's convenient for you, and just keep if you want to read what you write in a scope later on today or tomorrow or whenever, just tag me in it and I'll see if I can make it live, and if not, I'll watch the replay, and we can all do that for each other. Make sure to follow up and watch the replays, because there's writing, there's listening, and then there's writing, and then there's reading what we write. And those are all very important steps in the process of bringing our dreams to life, writing our dreams alive. So there we have it. So yes, my relationship to my dreams and writing about my dreams, writing my dreams down, has changed over the years. I used to write my dreams into poetry quite frequently, and that process sort of fell away. And then I've done a variety of different intensive dream work. I did a lot of artwork from my dreams for a period of time. And lately I've been noticing, hi Julie, yeah, great, I'm so glad you're loving it. Lately I've been noticing a little bit different relationship with my dreams, and I was not sure how to express that or how it would come forth. And so last night after your dream scope, Julie, I was taking that question into my dreams. How is this relationship with my dreams? How is it changing? What's new about it? What's it growing into? And before I knew it, guess what? At 2 a.m. I was still pondering this in a waking state, but I was noticing that I was also in dream state at the same time of being awake. And what I realized a lot of things about it is that the more we work with our dreams, and the more we work with meditation, healing, channeling. Andrea, you don't remember most of your dreams. That can be part of the process. Sometimes they need to be very deep underground for us to do the work that they need to do. But I'm not just talking about dreams that we have when we're sleeping here. I'm also talking about daydreaming. And so we can access that dream state when we're awake. And those kinds of dreams are just as important, very important to us, to our richness of life and our aliveness. So I encourage you to daydream about whatever you want to daydream about. And if you want to remember your dreams, you can daydream about your dreams. And that's what some of these writing exercises can do for you, is to wonder, what did I dream about? What would I dream about? What do I imagine that I might have dreamed about? How am I feeling? How might my dreams have encouraged me to feel this way today? What might I be working on in my dreams? And so there's a lot of different ways to work with writing and your dreams. And so I just want to start with sharing what came to me as an answer to how am I relating to my dreams. Last night at 2 a.m., and you might have seen my silent candlelight dream poetry writing scope that I did in the middle of the night last night, in silence, so as not to disturb my husband's sleep and my upstairs neighbor's sleep. She can hear anything that I do in the room that I was in, and I didn't want to. And also the quality of doing a silent scope was just exquisite. So if you haven't seen that, I'll post the link here for you to see. So here it is. And this poem models thank you purple hearts, thank you green hearts. This poem models a structure of writing about your dreams or about anything that you're wanting to access, wisdom that might not seem apparent to you, that might feel like you don't know how to access it. And so I use this structure for asking for guidance and wisdom from whatever, whether it's a part of my body that's hurting, whether it's my dreams, whether I'm wanting wisdom from the angels or God or the trees or a particular herbal plant or food or whatever it is that I'm wanting to access, that dreamy wisdom that's within us that might not be right at the forefront. So what you do is you write a letter to the thing that you're wanting to access the wisdom from. And then, hi Sharon, welcome. I'm just about getting ready to read the poem that came to me last night at 2 a.m. Hi, yay! Red hearts, thank you. And purple hearts, thank you. I'm just about getting ready. I'm getting ready to read this poem that came to me as I was reflecting and staying in the waking and dreaming state until 2 a.m. last night, and wondering how my relationship with my dreams had changed. And I was deliberately taking this question, how it was evolving, what it's growing into my sleeping and dream state. And what I noticed was that I was in a dream state while awake. And so I did this candlelight silent dream poetry writing scope last night that you might want to check out. I'll post the link. Anyway, so here is the poem that came out of that session. So the structure of this poem is that I write a question. I'm having a conversation with my dreams. So I write the question from my conscious mind to my dreams, and then my dreams respond. And we go back and forth a bit. And this is an excellent structure that you can do for any guidance, any channeling, anything that you want to ask the wisdom of. Similar to what you do, Sharon, with some of your animal spirit guides. All right. Dear dreams, what did you mean when you came into my still awake mind and drew my heart up out my eyes to dance before me? Dreams. You are no longer in a different realm while you are awake. We are one always. I reside in your bones, guiding your every step. Can you see me, read me clearly? Dear dreams, yes, I see you if I let my eyes go soft and fuzzy and hold my thoughts like loose marbles rattling around in a jar. You spill out like honey, dry ice fog, and rising dough. Soon the whole room is filled with song. Dreams. We can travel instantly to the past and future, for there is no time or space in the dream world. You are free to choose now, how, and who to be and see and feel. And guess what? Since I have infected your very bones with dream dust, you will walk awake with this same freedom. Dear dreams, really? So that's what's been going on. Dreams. Dear dreamers, if you are seeing this message, you are ready to live in freedom. Bring me all your limitations, your prison bars. Follow your slowing brain waves through the gates of the labyrinth, and at the center you will slip through the bars, sprout your wings, and fly back to the day, refreshed, reborn, liberated. Drink of this nightly cup of freedom, and dance each day renewed. Even if you see pain, danger, fear, and suffering, remember, you will always awaken, either from the darkness of night or the light of day. Simply hold this dreaming, seeming, feeling, living, dying in loving hands and heart, and walk, dance, fly with dreams in your bones. So that was the poem that came out of my dream reflection before bed. Thank you so much, Julie, for inspiring me to dive into my dreams. And you might have, oh good, I'm glad you liked it, Sharon. It was quite an otherworldly experience to do that as a candlelight silent scope as well. If you didn't see that, I highly recommend checking it out and trying it sometime, doing a silent scope and just videotaping, making a live video of what I was writing. It was really wonderful. Wow, Andrea, I'm glad that you got a wow out of it. You want to elaborate on that wow at all? I'd love to hear your reflections. Oh, you saw that silent scope. Yeah, that was quite an inspiration. I was thinking, gosh, I can't do a scope on this tonight. It's 2 a.m. My husband is sleeping. My neighbor upstairs can hear me when I talk in this room. Yes, it was quite a magical night last night, and things happen. So there you have it. So I just wanted to point out some other structural elements that can really ground our writing into a more poetic form when we're there's the conversation back and forth between dreams, and within that conversation, yes, Sharon, this is for you. Yes, very liberating to speak with the dream source. So if you want to, I didn't write the checklist down for you, Sharon, but I'll say it a few times, and if you want to take a few notes for yourself at the top of your notebook, because I also invite you all to get your notebooks out, because in a few moments after, I might read one or two more poems for examples of some of the other structural things. Great. So get your notebooks ready, because in a few minutes we're going to do a timed writing. I'll hold space for us to do a timed writing. Good, you've got paper and pen. Excellent. So get those things ready. Now I'll show you my notebook, my poetry writing journal. This is a journal that I got at a thrift store. It has a magnetic clasp and beautiful birds and stuff. So if you have, hi Sandra, welcome. If you have a beautiful notebook that you want to put your dream poet writings in, I highly recommend it. It makes it, this is my special book. And you can always decorate in one yourself beautifully as well. So if you've just joined, I'm about to share about some of the structural elements to using poetry writing, and any kind of writing really, but particularly I really like to ground things into poetry. It makes it, there's a flow and a dance and a song to poetry that you might not get in a more prose or stream of consciousness reading. And that's very appealing to me. And I really enjoy writing in that way. And so just to give you a few structural things. One is to write a conversation. I just read an example of a poem like that with the idea or entity or spirit or whatever it is that you're wanting to access the wisdom from. So in this case, it was the dreams. And so I write the conversation to dear dreams and ask my question, or dear angels, or dear body part, low back, why are you hurting? Or dear, ancestor that's passed that I want to get the wisdom from, or dear animal spirit guide. And then I ask whatever question or say, what is it that you, excuse me, what is it I need to know from you today? Excuse me. And then I write the response. And within those responses and questions, there's some structural elements that make it more poetic, what I'm writing. And that is, if there's a power word, for example, there's a number of these power words that really jump out at me. So, for example, I wrote in here, towards the end, it happens anywhere in the poem, but here I wrote, you will, or if there's a power phrase even, I start to repeat what that phrase means in different ways. So this section exemplifies that. Follow your slowing brain waves through the gates of the labyrinth, and at the center, what happens at the center? This is a really important part. We're going to say it a couple of different ways, and we're going to use different words to say it. You will slip through the bars, sprout your wings, and fly back to the day. So there's a series of things that are happening, and we want to use images like dreams. That's how dreams talk to us. Dreams show us in images. We've got prison bars, we've got wings, we've got flying to the day. So that's, that's how we can make it poetic. So then how are we flying back to the day? We're bringing in feeling and sentiment. We're flying back to the day refreshed, reborn, and liberated. And here we have the listing. So I use a lot of listing. Sometimes the same kinds of words, listing adjectives, listing adverbs, listing nouns even, listing words that all have the same root word, all the different permutations of that word. I commonly use that in my poems. So that's, even if you see pain, danger, fear, and suffering, again, a list. It gives a rhythm and a flow in a poetic way to your writing. So again, at the end, simply holding this, dreaming, seeing, feeling, living, dying. So making a list like that and eliminating all the other small words and just pulling out the power words, what's actually happening. And walk, dance, fly. So all of the ways that you can move. All right, so those are some, so it's making a list of what you're doing and then a statement of how you're doing it. So here I had a list. Simply hold this: dreaming, seeming, flying, feeling, living, dying. How? In loving hands and heart. And walk, dance, fly. How? With dreams in your bones. So making a list of what you're doing or what you're asking for, and then a how to it. A statement about how, what it's all about, that ties the list together, that completes the list. So those are some a little structural suggestions, but mostly what I suggest in your writing is to just put your pencil on the paper or your pen and write for the entire time, and let go of rules of grammar and rules of logic. Let yourself get outside of the rules of logic. It shouldn't be, oh good, I'm glad it's helpful, Sandra. When we're writing about dreams, that's a really great way to get free of those, of logic, grammar, and imagery that makes sense. If you call upon your dreams to write about them and to so I have another example. I can read another dream poem. That one was last night, a new relationship with my dreams. And I'll just read one more dream poem to give you another idea. This is another structure that I use for writing about dreams. So this one is called Love Dogs. Dreams are love dogs, soft, moist fur, steaming my skin to tenderness. Avid wet sniffer, fetching my lost self among the hills of burning grasses and lonely oaks. Effortlessly you gallop over my vast body to find the tiny weeping child who thinks she lost you, who frantically stitches a silk leash for your panting neck, who is so serious about slipping the knot over your boundless head, who thankfully is still a child, laughs as easily as she weeps. The leashing game lands us both in a puddle of giggles, and we lick each other to pieces. Spread all over the land, for dreams are love dogs, soft, moist fur, steaming my skin to tenderness. So this is one of my favorite dream poems. So some structural elements that you might have noticed here is that I start with dreams are, can be anything, any image that you remember from a dream, and then go from there, just writing from there. And then to bring it all together at the end, I repeat, dreams are, and a few lines that came right after that, just repeating those first couple of lines. So that's another structure that you can play with. So who would like to do their timed writing with the structure of writing a conversation with your dreams? Let's do a vote. So if you want to write a conversation with your dreams, and you don't have to decide now, I just thought I'd see who is going to go for what, give you a chance to make a choice there. But if you want to write a conversation with your dreams, put some, we're going to do 5 minutes. So if you want to write a conversation with your dreams, put some hearts up. Good, good. And you want to do the conversation, Sharon? Yeah, that's what you want to do? Okay. And if you want to do the dreams are prompt. Well, which one is that now, Sharon? There's a little delay in the notes. You want to do the, I think you wanted to do the conversation. Well, you don't have to decide. You have two options, or any other option that spontaneously arises for you is totally fine. Either one. So when your pencil or pen goes down onto the paper, you'll know which one you're going to do, because you'll either write Dear Dreams or you'll write Dreams Are. So that goes for everyone. You don't have to choose or tell me. And so I'm going to start. I'm looking at the clock. It's going to be 11:40 here in a second. and I'll just keep an eye on the clock, and I'm actually going to turn the camera around and join you. Okay, Andrea, well, you can always do your own timed writing, and we'll look forward to seeing what you write on your own scope. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tag me and anyone else who was here on the scope when you're preparing to read what you wrote in your scope. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around. Here we go. And whenever you're ready, you can put your pencil to paper and begin writing. Hi, Alan Inspirer. We're doing a timed writing. You can start your writing for the rest of this 5 minutes by either writing dreams are at the top of the page, or you can write a conversation with your dreams, a letter. So you can write dear dreams, ask a question or say something, and then write what your dreams say back. So welcome and thank you for joining us. Okay, that's our 5 minutes. And let me just turn this around one last time. Okay. So you can wind up your writing, and you can always certainly go back and write more or start another poem at your on your own timing. But just for the purposes of this scope, we'll just limit it to 5 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and be the first to read what I wrote, just to make it cozy and real. And I am inviting everyone who is here, who participated or, live, or if you're watching this in the replay, to go ahead and do your own scope and tag me and anyone else who was here in the broadcast or in the replay to come and listen to what you wrote. It's a very important part of the process of writing our dreams alive, writing in general, and really grounding whatever messages or wisdom that you got. Very interesting what came up, Sandra. I can't wait to hear. And so I really encourage you to complete this process by creating your own scope with the hashtag DreamPoet, and tag me and anyone else in the group that was here today or that joins on the replay. And so here's my poem that came up for today. Dreams are a pair of feet, following a windy path, often wandering to the side and around the bend. Where do they go when I am busy with the sky? How did they fly up here to the clouds? Where did they leave my aching bones? These pebbles between these dream toes remind me of creekside strolls, waterfall showers, and elephant friends. Some of those memories are gifts from another life. And as I work the sand, the gravel out of my cracked heels, I sigh to find that dreams are a pair of feet walking a windy path. Thank you so much for all the teal hearts. And I saw a little post there that someone would be scoping later on this evening at 7. That's Pacific Standard Time. That's the time zone I'm in. I didn't see exactly who that was because I was reading at that moment, but feel free to post on the 30-day Periscope challenge and to tag me and others in this group if you are planning on reading what you wrote excuse me, in this writing scope. If you're going to read that in your scope, please use hashtag DreamPoet and tag me, Sama Morningstar, and anyone else in this scope or any of your friends. And we would love to hear what you wrote. And if you want to do it right away, I'm going to be around taking a look for it, keeping an eye out for it today for other people's scopes about what they wrote. So Sharon, if you're ready to read, get on scope and let me know that you're there, or anyone else that's here, if you're ready to read. I would love to hear what you wrote. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. And this won't be the last one, by the way. This is way too much fun. Yes, this is the Michelle's 30-day challenge. I'm in the challenge, and this is an activity that I wanted to do. We'll read right away before kids get home. Great idea, Sharon. Tag me, invite me through Periscope, and I'm going to be there to listen. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Awesome.